Hey guys, this episode is sponsored by Infused Productions. They are a lifestyle brand out of Western Mass that specialize in cannabis events that create moments that last a lifetime. You can find them on Facebook, IG, or on the web at Infused Productions. Make sure to spell Infused with a Z. And make sure to catch one of their events in Western Mass that they throw monthly. The next one up is the Homie Collective Campout, August 24th through 27th at Franklin County Fairgrounds in Greenfield, Mass. Hopefully see y'all there. Now let's get back into it. Hey guys, thanks for checking out the Bucked Up Podcast. If you don't mind hitting the like and subscribe button, we have 2 new episodes coming out every week. Now let's get into it. You said Ja Rule's studio is called the Crack House?
And that's what the studio he used to have.
That's hilarious. That's a pull up to the Crack House.
Yeah.
It's called the fucking gas chamber, bro.
The gas chamber.
The fucking gas chamber.
That's a little
What
wild.
the fuck are you doing? Like,
That shit's
Ain't
wild.
ain't no Jewish people gonna want to come record this.
why would you fucking say that? Why would you name it that?
That's what she can get rid of back then, not now.
Alright, let me know when you're ready and we can start whenever.
I ain't wanted to look all.
Nah, I know. The shit, I need to get like mics. I just got this shit, which is nice, but they're hella big.
You got some lights?
Nah, this is fine. Honestly,
nice
the
lighting?
lighting's fine.
Alright. That should be good.
Yeah. It's so funny. It's like a double-edged sword shit, because I just got these microphones. But
Oh, yeah?
before, no one wanted to hold the mic. Like an hour into the podcast, people's hands got like tired. So I was like, all right, I'm going to get these. But then I didn't think about chains.
Yeah.
I don't think I could
A
rock
lot of
it.
rappers wear short chains now.
I don't think I could rock a chain.
With the live mic on the chain?
I don't think I could rock it at all. You don't see comedians rocking chains, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
You have to kind of be like, you can't be like rappers can be happy about life. Comedians can't really be happy. Like, you kind of have to be a little bit angry to be a
But
comedian.
that shit crazy because y'all the ones that make everybody happy.
Yeah,
saying
but
the funny shit.
all right, but about the people who are the most like loud, like the loudest rappers who are like, I'm the toughest all the time, are usually not.
Yeah.
It's the ones that are quieter with their shit that are usually more.
Yeah, you
And that's
right.
like the people who are the darkest are gonna make the people laugh the most. You know,
You
like
right. You're right. They do say a lot of like silly, funny people. They got a dark sides in them and shit.
yeah. It's like, all right, you were repping your town. Like you were, telling people it's the third Allentown, third biggest in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Doesn't that give you like you weren't from like a big city that supported you like a New York or an Atlanta.
Yeah.
So it gave you more of a drive, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's more work to be done too. Like when I go to New York, I get way more love. When I go perform at places, I show up to events with people and shit like that. Partly because of some of the people that I work with, but the people from where I live at know that too, but they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They the last ones that want to support what you're doing.
But it's kind of like when you use the thing that's like your worst enemy, not that like being from Allentown's your worst, but if you use that thing, it can push you so much farther, you know?
Yeah, but they starting to come around now. Like all our shows, more and more. Look at the last 5 shows I did in Pennsylvania, is more and more people coming every time.
Why don't you think people love you in your hometown until you like get some sort of recognition outside of that shit?
I feel like people, when they see you, all right, so for example, we always hear the story, like, when you know somebody that's from the same hood as a rapper, they was like, man, I be seeing that nigga all the time. You be at the store and all that. Like, they get too familiar with you when it's like you always accessible. But when you're not, they start to respect you a little bit more when they know they can't just bump into you at the store. Like people, they appreciate your presence a little more when you're not around as much. When you always around, they know they gonna pop up at this festival, they know you're gonna be there. People they don't value your presence as much as somebody that's like you see when you see artists like Kendrick, and Jay-Z, see how they mysterious with their shit? And it's like, it make people want to see them even more, as opposed to like other rappers where you always seeing this motherfucker everywhere you go, every award show, every popping up surprise special guest, and you know what I mean? It's kind of take away from the illusion of like being, you know, your time is valuable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's...
You think that's what it is, the time is valuable thing.
Yeah, like...
Like, oh, they're at the same place I am. They can't be that important.
They're like, he ain't nothing special. That's how people be thinking, like, he ain't nothing special. I'll be seeing him at the such and such store or whatever.
Yeah. It's kind of like with a girl, you know? Like, if you give them all your time, the thing they probably want, they're going to be like, nah, he's too easy.
Exactly.
He's always available.
Same thing I tell dudes with the women, like, and I don't want, you know, I don't want them to watch it and see the, you know, the theory behind, but if you with a chick all day, every day, she don't appreciate you like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you only give her the time when you absolutely able to be with her or whatever, she gonna appreciate your time a little bit more.
Yeah.
When you a busy motherfucker and you out running around, busting move, whatever you doing, when she got that time with you, she gonna appreciate it. But if she always know your ass in the house playing the game, whatever you doing, she ain't respecting your time.
Yeah.
When you do want to go out, they like, oh, what you want to go out now all of a sudden? You was just in the game, you was playing the game all week.
Why do you think work's not like that?
Work?
Like, if you give all your time to work, it is going to pay off. But that's not what it is with people.
You said when you give all your time to work?
Yeah, like, you know it's going to work out. But if you all give all your time to a person, not just in a relationship, but like you got to give people space, but you can't give work space. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So that's the thing. I always tell everybody, when they come to work, you only gonna get out what you put into it. If you treat whatever it is, if you're a comedian, if you're an actor, if you're a rapper, studio engineer, producer, if you only put in part-time work, you're gonna get part-time results.
We were talking about that before, yeah.
And that's one of the most truest things I tell people, and I hope when people hear it stick. Because all the rappers I know that treat it like a part-time gig, and they rap whenever they feel like it, you know what I mean? The streets come first, they woman come first, whatever it is, they don't be going too far. But all the people I know that put it all on the line, and they show up everywhere they gotta be at, you know, when it's time to check in, they checking in for work. You know what I mean? And then they like, yo, I always live by the Kobe mentality, first one in, last one out. Mm-hmm. So we doing a studio session for the week, I want to be the first one in. I want to set up, have my shit already ready to go, and I'm the last one out.
I mean, you came in here and recorded a verse in 10 minutes.
And you see, he telling you, I don't
literally, he pulled up in this shit, recorded a verse in 10 minutes.
I don't need to punch in, I
Killed
don't need
that
to do none
shit.
of that
That
shit.
was crazy.
That's how it go with the other thing. Time is money, you know.
Yeah.
You come here, I don't want to waste no time. Like I want every minute that I'm around doing something, I want every minute to count.
Yeah.
Like, every minute gotta count.
I think that's the thing that separates part-time from full-time. Because when it's full-time, you got to be trying to make full-time money. Yeah. And people are just doing it as a hobby. No matter what it is. There's hobbyists and there's professionals.
You're right. But some people be doing the hobbyist thing, but they want to get full-time payments. Mm-hmm. They want to be getting $5,000 a show, $10,000 a show, 20, and all the way up by only putting in the work to be, you know, be an artist that get paid, that pay for a slot at a show.
You think you get born with that? Like people who work hard and hustle. You think you're born with that? Or do you think that's something that people can learn over time?
I think whenever it comes to hustle, it's like it got to be in you. Whether it's hustling with music, hustling crack, hustling, if you're a nurse and you're working 80 hours a week, you know what I mean? Like, it's all hustle when you're doing what you got to do to get this money up and provide for your family and all that. I feel like it got to be in you. Because some people lazy, you know what I mean? Or they not doing what they really are interested in. Because I feel like you're going to give your time to something that interests you. Yeah. Some people got to clock in and, you know, go work at the warehouse or whatever, and it ain't doing it for them. They'd rather probably design video games or something like that. But you know what I mean?
What type of kid were you?
I was a quiet kid. Played the video game all day. And I was a technical kid.
Okay.
Every time something broke in my family, my real name Kenji. That's a Japanese name too. Kenji fixed the DVD player, fixed the TV, fixed all, because I knew how to do everything when it came to computers, electronics, and all that. That's probably what made me turn into a producer. But I was one of them type of kids, like I always call it I was a cool nerd. I hung out with the cool kids, but I was still in the class with the nerd kid, with the smart kids. You know what I mean?
Were you like lazy in school?
Yeah, I was lazy once I got to high school.
Okay.
And I don't even know if it was lazy. I wasn't doing my schoolwork, but I started hustling and started making money. And I'm like, damn, you can't make no money in school.
The reason I ask is we're talking about like the hustle shit. It's like I feel like I was a lazy kid, but it was because I wasn't doing anything I didn't care. Like I'm not lazy if I care about it.
That's what it is. You gotta be. It gotta be something you interested in.
Literally.
Yeah.
Did you have a moment when you were like, oh shit, that's when I found like that's when I started my path. That's when I took myself seriously.
Like something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like an awakening moment, you know?
Yeah. I think my first time I was in high school when I started doing music. So like my first time sitting in the studio, and I'm like, damn, I could kind of do this. You know what I mean? Like before that, it was always like I want to be a basketball player. I want to be shit. I ain't tall enough to be a basketball player. I ain't big enough to be a football player. You know. But when you were a kid, you think you could do all that shit. I want to be a WWE wrestler. You know what I mean? I'm slamming the shit out my brother, putting him up in the full Nelson.
Give him the people's elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I could do all this type of shit. I'm dunking on kids and shit on a little 8-foot hoop. But none of that shit was nothing that I could really, wind up doing. But music was something I was like, damn, I think I could really do this though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It kept me out the street.
At a young age?
Yeah. I mean, I still went to jail and shit, but I mean, it kept me like from being too much in the street.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I still winded up
I mean, it's not hilarious, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It kept me too much out the street.
No, I feel you. I feel like the universe gives people, like, certain chances in life. Like it comes in cycles, you know?
Yeah.
And you can either, like, grab on, or you have to wait for that next one to come.
Right. Sometimes you only get 1 or 2 tries at it.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes people, y'all let that, and I ain't gonna y'all, but us as people, sometimes we let that opportunity from the universe pass us.
Yeah.
It could be something as far as like, I'm spending too much time with my girl instead of let me get my ass up and go to the next state and go do this show and do that
or just
go
like,
with
I don't
man.
want to go out tonight.
Yeah, I don't want to go out tonight.
I don't want to drive. Like,
yeah, I'm tired. I don't feel like getting up. It's raining outside. I don't. You know what I mean?
You know who A.A. Rashid is? He does all like the intros to the West Side Gun albums.
Oh, okay,
He's
yeah,
the dude
yeah.
talking and shit.
Yeah.
He was saying this shit where he was talking to me and I was like, damn man, I'm tired. He's like, you think like a president can turn down like a flight to go speak in Asia or some shit, you know?
That
and when
shit
he's
true.
tired, he's like, it's the same day, the same 24-hour shit, but it's like.
That shit true. Like, you think Kobe Bryant was able to be tired? He was always the first one in the studio, the first one in the gym and the last one out the gym.
I feel that shit right now, like, I ain't even gonna go into it on the podcast shit, but like I'm dealing with like hella personal shit, like real personal shit.
Yeah.
But like shit's coming up, like coming here, or I had to drive to New York yesterday, and it's I could let the personal shit in my life be like, I'm gonna turn that down, or I can be like, nah, I'm a man, I can power through that, and I'm gonna do what I can and make it work.
And that's real shit, cause everybody got some personal stuff. Yours might be heavier than mine might be heavy. You know what I mean? We don't know. Because nobody know what another person going through in any particular time. But it's about how you push through that shit.
You deal with
a lot
like
of people,
anxiety?
they let it overcome them. Yeah, I deal with a lot of anxiety. like more than I talk about. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
from every scale of it to, you know, sometimes that's why I don't be smoking sometimes.
Yeah, like you haven't smoked today.
Yeah, I didn't. And you know what's crazy?
I
Like,
should have offered you that.
I
at
gotta
the
really be
podcast,
like
yeah.
in a good mood to smoke sometimes. Like, you know what's crazy? I went to jail before, and I had the parole, so like 4 years went by, and I couldn't smoke during the whole time. I used to smoke an ounce every day. That was my limit. I smoked an ounce a day, ounce a day, ounce a day.
That's wild, bro.
After that, I came back. Now niggas got this Zai and all this crazy shit now. And I'll be smoking sometimes. That shit be having me fucking paranoid. I'll be sitting there, what he thinking about over there? Or what he thinking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, ain't no way in hell I'm paying to feel like this. That's what we
That
be
is
doing
some
to me
shit.
sometimes. I gotta
When you
smoke
get-
certain strains.
Oh my god, yeah, that's like the dad.
Like McCloud. You know what I mean? Not shameless plug.
That was you. What's
Smoke
the you got the McCloud? Let's get the shameless
smoke the
plugs out of the way.
McCloud,
McCloud.
Ted, he supposed to be on his way over here with the pack so I can show y'all. But yeah,
And thank you to
McCloud don't get me feeling
Montyville
like
for
that.
letting us record at this
yeah,
dope
shout out
ass
to Montyville.
studio.
We in here, Rhode Island. What's up?
What's your Instagram?
Montyville, MONTYVILL_IX.
All right, Montyville_IX. Follow him. Dope ass studio in Providence, Rhode Island.
Hell yeah. Sound good.
That's funny because I feel like, back to the shit, people are like, weed helps anxiety. But I don't think it does.
Nah.
Like, I think weed
I've been hearing
accelerates everything that you're feeling. So if you're anxious, weed will accelerate it. If you're
But it depends what
chill,
strains
weed
you
will-
smoking too. Like that's the other thing people be forgetting. Like certain strains give you different feelings. You know what I mean? Certain ones help with creativity. Certain ones make you, you know, so you can sleep a little bit better, relax your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that play a big part with it too.
It's like a full-on science now. Like, I went to one of
Yeah.
those factories.
Yeah, I
and,
feel like before it used to just be this one. This
Yeah,
one,
you
that.
got your dude got like 3 kinds. You buy one of the 3 kinds. That's good.
Piff was the best shit ever for the longest. I used to go get my shit from Washington Heights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Piff was and Sour Diesel was the best shit.
You ever been to Asia?
Nah, but I will be there very soon. Shout out my guy P.I. in Thailand.
Oh yeah,
got
you were
some
saying the
record- yeah.
Thailand shit.
Yeah,
'Cause
we
I was
was
saying
out
the
there.
European weed was trash that I had. I wonder how Asian weed is.
I never heard nobody brag about Asian weed before though.
Well,
And I'm
you-
half Japanese, so I can say this. Like, I ain't heard nobody.
Wait, how is that bad?
Some people might get offended by that, but I never heard nobody. Actually, Thai. Shout out my guy Golf. You know, chocolate Thai was the shit back in the day.
Yeah,
too.
there's definitely
When I was in
Thai
high school, we
strains
was
and
smoking
shit.
that shit,
Yeah.
Thai
You're gonna
shit.
try. You're gonna have to let me know how that shit is out there.
Yeah.
Thai
be
food's
out
like
there
my
real
favorite food in the whole world.
So if you ever come to PA, my boy got the best restaurant out
Thai
there.
food?
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called Thai 2. Fire. Everything you have there. LA tell you, right? Everything is fire.
Bro, it's crazy. So the Thai place I like to go to is called Crow Thai 2. What's up with the sequels? Yo, it's like The Godfather. It's like The Godfather. The sequels are better than the
So
originals,
what I think
bro.
a lot of the Thai people be owning multiple restaurants.
Yeah, but the second one's always better.
Yeah. The second one, sometimes it is. But I could tell you, he got about 4 of them, I think. And all them joints is fire. Everything made exactly.
Is it
He said
like
he
1,
make-
2, 3, 4?
Nah. He stopped at 2.
All right, yeah. It's like The Godfather. That third one will suck. You can't.
Yeah, he stopped at 2. I ain't gonna lie.
He's
He
smart
did-
with that
Yeah.
shit. He's smart with that shit.
He did stop at 2.
Whoa, all right. Do you have any like investments in businesses and shit? I'm always like, what would I invest in? Like, what businesses would I invest in? I feel like food is not a great investment
It could
unless
be.
you love it.
It gotta be a fire product. Yeah, it gotta be what I always tell people invest in what you like, what you into. You know what I mean? If you into stocks and shit like that, invest. If you're not into it and you don't know what you're doing, and you the type of person you don't like losing money, don't be doing that shit just because you see somebody on TikTok telling you invest in this stock and shit. They're gonna have your ass broke.
Are you a stock guy?
Sometimes. Like I got people around me that's into stocks more than me. So they give me little tips. My boy Golf would be like, yo, you should invest in this, do the option on this, you know what I mean? I'll do certain things. But I did cryptocurrency for a minute.
Oh, did you?
I invested in Bitcoin, shit. So I lost a little bit of money here and there, but the Bitcoin was the best one because I got into that when that shit was. I didn't get into it when it was like $1 or $2, but I got into it when it had hit like I think that shit hit like $10 or
For one Bitcoin?
What was it? No, my bad. It was like 1,000.
Okay, I was
Nah,
about
I
to
ain't
say.
I'm up here lying. It was like 1,000. This was like 5 years ago when it had hit 1,000. It was big, and then it went up to like a couple thousand. You know what I mean? Then it went. That shit went. What that shit went up to like 30,000?
Bro, when I was
60.
when I was in high school, I got a full ride to this fancy ass high school. Like full ride. It was $80,000 a year. I used to be smart. I smoked that shit all away. You know, like I'm not. The fucking creator of BlackBerry's son went there.
Oh damn.
And so I graduated high school in 2015. So in 2013, that's 10 years ago. 2013, this kid was like, "Yo, there's this thing, and he was telling me about Bitcoin. He's like, you mine it, and you get Bitcoin. He's like, do it, bro. I'm telling you. This
That's
is 10 years ago. I was like, I'm in high school. I'm like, this dude's a fucking idiot. I'm in high school. I'm just doing high school shit.
Yeah.
I'm so, like, I think about that to this day. Like,
That's what happened to
that
me.
shit would have been so cheap, bro. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah, I wish I would have. And I used to I always owned a computer business, and I always had access to all these damn computers. And
Oh, because you were the tech kid growing
yeah.
up.
So I was like, why the hell I ain't never take like 20 computers, put them bitches in a room with some AC, and just
start mining?
I'm still mad at myself for that.
Yeah, that shit's so because
I wouldn't even care about rapping after that.
What I realize now though is like you got to be able to make money and have your art. Like you're not gonna make money just from your art.
Nah.
Like that, no one makes money just from their art.
It depends what your art is. For example, rappers can't just rap no more, and that's it. You gotta be touring. You gotta look at the merch you got on. You gotta that merch is what's really killing it.
Shout out Kip the Fog painted this for Westside.
Yeah, that joint fire. You know, put your name on certain things. When your name is a certain a certain level. You could be like George Foreman, put your name on a fucking grill and sell them bitches and make money. Rappers, I feel like a lot of rappers don't take advantage of what their name is and be like, yo, let me put my name on these ashtrays, let me sell these joints or these grinders or these lighters or you know what I mean? Anything that's a product, put your name on that bitch and make some money off it, even if it's $2 a piece.
That's like 50 Cent investing in like vitamin water and shit.
50 Cent I always look up to him as a businessman because he made a lot of good decisions. People like him, Rick Ross, invested in Wingstop and all that.
And you see their longevity now. You see like Rick Ross on his fucking mansion.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Shout out to Rose, shout out to Bumbu, that's one of my sponsors, you know what I mean? Bel Air.
Is it?
I'm part of the whole family over there, yeah.
I don't even I feel like it's a shameless plug, but I do love that shit.
Yeah, it's good. Like that's the only rum I drink is Bumbu.
Yeah. Lil Wayne used to fucking...
Yeah, he's still rocking with it, yeah.
See, like, it's funny, like, my mom, anything Lil Wayne, my mom would buy. So she bought Bumbu for the first time. My mom would buy us front row tickets to every Lil Wayne show in the area.
Damn.
She's like a stan of him.
That's why when people when I be telling people like he one of the greatest of all time, they be thinking I'm tripping, but I'm like, yo, his influence on the culture is wild. Like all the rappers that came out in the last 10 years with the colorful dreads and the tattoos on their face and all that, that's all Wayne right there when you see that. Rapping with auto-tune, tattoos all over your body, the dread, it's the whole blueprint of what Wayne did.
I feel like I can go deeper into that, and you can see direct correlations of artists. Like Rick Ross, you can see the dudes who have the slow, deep voice style, like that steppin' stuff. That's really big, like the Moneybag Yo's, like shit like that. And then 2 Chainz, who I think is one of the most influential and not, where you can be like serious, but also like make people like laugh a little bit with your bars. Yeah. Like he seems like he doesn't care, but you know what he does. Right? Yeah, 2 Chainz.
Yeah. I fuck with 2 Chainz.
But I came up with that shit, you know? Yeah, he says as a comedian, I love that shit.
Yeah.
You
I'm
mentioned
rocking with that.
Kanye like 4 times today. You love that dude.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
That's who I grew up listening to with my dad a lot.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, your dad's a smart guy.
My
Like, yeah.
first memory ever is my dad playing "Touch the Sky" for me.
Oh what?
Yeah.
Yo, Ye, to me, his impact on the culture is even, to me, people might disagree with me, but to me, even bigger than Wayne. Like all the rappers that you see that came out and they could be like honest on the record, and they don't have to like sit up here and act like they fucking the next man, wife, and all that, and jewelry and whips and all that. Kanye made that type of shit cool. Like people was doing it before him, but he made it to where like this is some platinum type of genre. You know what I mean? Like when he came out, wasn't nobody wearing no pink polos. Wasn't nobody talking about working at a job at the grave shift and all that. Shout out my boy GLC, he on that record. You know what I mean? Like, he made all of that, like when Kendrick and J. Cole and all the other rappers came out after him, and Logic and all them, I believe that, and they'll all tell you one of their influences is Kanye.
Yeah.
And then what he did with the fashion, like you can't, there ain't too many people that can top what he did. People will say Hov was just an artist, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And nobody was really bigger than him. Some people say Drake, some people say Hov. But Kanye, all around, like ain't nobody, to me, nobody did more than what he did for the
He
culture.
normalized just being a person.
Yeah.
Rapping.
He got
or
people
making
into
music.
art. He got people into fashion. A lot of rappers wasn't doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't too many rappers did it after him, but before him. You know what I mean? Like made it popular and a big thing.
You've worked with him?
I produced a record that Kanye rapped on. All right, so it's a funny story. I mean, it ain't really funny, but it's a story.
It's a podcast.
To me,
Stories
it's
are
like,
perfect for it.
yeah.
No, I understand what you mean.
So I'm in the studio with French Montana. We had what's that studio was called? Daddy's House or something like that?
Not the crack house.
Nah, not Ja Rule joint. He had Daddy's House. So I'm in there trying to
That
play some
Daddy's
beats.
house is worse than the crack house.
Yeah, that shit sound a little suspect,
I'd rather
right, bro?
go to the crack house than
I don't
Daddy's
want to go to
house.
that studio was official though. So I was in there. It's crazy. Wyclef was in the other room. I think Jewels was in the other joint. We sitting there, French working on Mac and Cheese 3, sitting on the couch with Big Mike, and we sitting there. Yo, I sat there from 12 till 5 in the morning. He did 5 records in 5 hours. So that's where I got that from. Like I'm trying to knock these records out quick. But I'm sitting there like trying to play my beats. I'm sitting like, damn. I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, it's 5. I know he about to be out of here soon. So Ted like, yo, let's just get out of here. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I wasn't really ready to leave, but I was sitting there for 5 hours. But I was like, if they say let's leave, you know what I mean? But anyway, we get up, French in the booth. He like, oh, hold on, Red. So he flagged me down. I dragged every beat I had on the computer on his laptop. It was like 100 beats. I'm like, take all these shits. Something gonna come out of it. So fast forward, you know, he fucking with Chloe. Kanye was married to Kim. They linked together, whatever, played the beat. Kanye jumped on it. Where I went wrong at was, I found out, I didn't know. I found out online, I'm watching a snippet. You know, Kanye used to do these release parties where you can't bring a camera in, you know what I mean, but people would still sneak them. So it was a, video. He played a beat. I hear my tag. I'm like, oh, that is. At first, I'm like, damn, somebody make something that sound like mine. I hear my tag. I'm like, oh, that's my shit. It was one of the beats that I gave French. So I went online and shit. I'm like, yeah, Kanye rapping on my shit. I fucked up by talking about it. And then the record winded up getting scrapped. It was on Reddit. It was on his Kanye Twitter forum. This shit was all over the internet and stuff. Like all the websites that be having all the leaks and the snippets and all that. And then I hit French. He told me they still doing something with the record, but it didn't make it on no project. You know
So
what I
it
mean?
never got released?
Nah.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, this is the biggest shit that ever happened.
Bro, I gotta,
Oh, yeah.
yo, I'm
But
sorry, bro.
at the end of the day, I'll be like, damn, yo, just knowing that Kanye thought some shit that I did was fire enough to jump on it and rap on it.
How do you feel about
Like, to
that?
me, I feel, it's like bittersweet. You know what I mean? Like, I'm mad because the shit ain't never come out. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, this yay.
Have you ever heard it?
Yeah.
You've heard the real track.
The final, like,
The
whole
final,
track?
yeah.
Nah, I didn't.
You've only heard the snippet.
Yeah. Because French told me that they still doing something with it. He told me send him the record, and you know they're going to be, but it didn't happen yet. So, I don't know. It's possible because he be revisiting records from mad long ago and come back and do something with it. You never know. But as of right now, that joint ain't come out. But it's out there. It's on YouTube. If you type it up, it'll pop up.
You have a good mentality about that shit. But I feel like... do you believe that shit happens when it's meant to, or do you believe that was a fuck up?
I'm a firm believer of that, but I also feel like sometimes, you know, what the hell you doing? But I always feel like shit happen when it's supposed to happen and the way how it's supposed to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, my path has been a longer road than other people. Like, I see people, there's rappers I've actually done shows with or, you know, cross paths with. I watched them motherfuckers blow up in like 3 months. But then sometimes it don't last that long.
You said like microwave food.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You got to microwave, you heat that bitch up a minute, that shit cool off fast. You throw that bitch in the oven, let that bitch preheat, put that joint that baked ziti in aluminum foil. When you take that shit out, that should be hot for a long while after that. That's how my career been. You know what I mean? We warmed up. Now we hot right now. We gonna keep it pushing. That's why I respect artists like Westside, Conway, Benny, because they took the longer route, but it's more rewarding in the end. They stuck to themselves. They did their sound that, you know, works for them. They didn't try to copy off other people's sound. Like, they stayed true to themselves, and that's kind of like what I've been doing. And then look, I wound up working with Benny and them. So
yeah, we met at the Benny show.
Yeah.
At Webster Hall.
Yeah. Shout out to Benny, giving me that fire record. Him, Fuego Bass, and OT the Real, the Warehouse.
That shit's crazy. OT the Real's from my hometown, Fitchburg, Mass. Like, we grew up
so
in the same...
he not originally from Philly. I thought he.
No, he said this on the podcast. I think, I don't know. He had to leave Mass. I won't give any more detail.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be talking on other people's stories. But he had to leave Mass at an early age and went to Philly. But he grew up until he was like 15, 16 in Fitchburg, Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
Where I grew up. And
OT
so,
is my guy.
OT killed that verse.
Yo,
everyone killed that verse.
And we got more records on the way that we did that ain't nobody heard.
How'd you link
OT
up
and Bass, them two together is fire.
Bro, yeah.
We
Bass
got
is
records on the
crazy.
way.
Bass is so good. Bass is like, I don't even want to compare them in the same way because they're not anything. But in the way I said 2 Chainz, where Bass will just say some outlandish, crazy shit that'll make you laugh, but he's hard as hell. You know?
He says some shit like you just want to keep hearing him rap. You
For
know what I mean?
real.
Like, I want to see what crazy shit he about to say in the next bar.
How'd you link up with Griselda Benny for the first time?
That happened from Ted City, my manager, and my guy Steve. I think they linked up, and Tony De Niro, shout out
Tony De Niro.
They they met first, and then Ted told him about me. I was going to mad shows that Benny was doing, just showing up. And that's one of the other things I'll be telling people, like, you got to keep showing up to shit whenever the time calls for it.
Bro, show up. That's the only reason I got shit.
Oh, what was you going to say?
No, I would just say I showed up. I followed Conway outside of a show, which you shouldn't do, at like 17 years old. It was like 2016, and he was just like, this dude's, he's not going to fuck with me. So he just talked with me. And that was fucking 26. That was 7 years ago. I'm about to perform on Drumwork Fest next week.
Oh, okay.
I'm on a Conway album. Like,
I saw that too.
You just show up places. Like, you got to.
That's what happened with me. Like, I just kept showing up to all the shows. Sometimes he didn't even know I was there. Because I didn't even get, like, I seen him, but, you know, man, people would be backstage and trying to talk and take pictures. But I was showing up. but he might not know I was there with somebody else. You know what I mean? You start meeting certain people and stuff. So after him seeing me and kept telling him I got beats, Ted sent him a couple beats. I remember he said, Benny hit him at like 3 in the morning, like, who the fuck made these beats? He's like, my cuz Red made them joint. So I went to an event that he had in New York, and he was like, yo, come pull up to Buffalo. He had like this camp going on with a bunch of artists and producers, and I went out there and we did like 8 records.
Damn, was the Warehouse
January.
one of them?
Yep. And you know what's crazy? I made that beat like the day before I left to go to Buffalo.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I was like, let me make some shit I think they're gonna like. So that was one of the joints I did like the day before I left.
You have more shit that you made with him?
Yeah. Yeah, we got some shit on the way.
How about you rapping?
The crazy thing is Benny told me to rap on something the last time I was out there. He like, yo, Red, you an art. But it was a lot of artists there. You know what I mean? And I felt like my job for that particular trip was me to come and produce. You know what I mean? Like, I know how to distinguish, like, all right, today I got the rapper hat on, today I got the producer hat on. So I was like, you know, I'm going to let everybody rock. But next time I go out there, I'm jumping on something.
Do you feel like you get put in that box?
Sometimes. It depends. Like, certain artists, they don't want you to be an artist, too. They just want you to be a producer because it's easier. Certain artists I come around, but certain artists, they embrace it. Like, for example, Benny, he embraced it. But there's other artists I've been around where they like, nah, you just do the beats. Same story like Kanye went through. That's why a lot of artists that I got records with, I didn't really pay for none of the features I got. And I got songs with like Lil Flip and all these people, but it happened for me being a producer first, producing something fire, and then I'm like, yo, I'll play some shit like, yo, I got this if you want to jump on it. And they like, oh, this shit fire too. And I already don't produce something for them. So then they wind up jumping on the record. Yeah. So I always felt like that was a dope strategy to have. Sometimes you got to give first before you take something. Everybody want to take, like, what can I get, what can I get? I don't mind being the first one that's like, yo, let me put the work in first and offer something and bring something to the table before I ask for something back.
Sometimes you do have to play your part.
You
of
do.
Just being like chill.
You do. Not
like,
everybody can't be the fucking star. Like, somebody got to sell the merch. Somebody got to be the manager. Somebody got to hold the camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody got to do what they, you know, what they best at or what they, what it calls for you to be at that particular time. Even if you're an artist, yo, there's times where I've been around artists and I'll be like, let me hold the camera up. You know what I mean? Let me do the camera today. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You just got, like, people are like, how do you get in rooms? It's like, I hate when people pull up with cameras and are filming everything. Like, let me ask you a question right now.
Yeah.
Nah, you got to also be organic and just be a good person.
Yeah,
Easy
sometimes
to hang out with.
just being a cool-ass motherfucker get you a long way.
If you're a hard person to hang out with, no one wants to hang out with you.
Yeah.
You have to be hella talented to be an asshole.
It's a lot of artists that's fire, but they fucking assholes, and I don't want to be around them.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be like, this nigga's a dickhead. He's a good artist. He could rap, but he's a dick. And then a lot of times they don't go nowhere because when the higher up you get in music, the more sensitive some people be, the more it gets faker and faker as you go up. So when you doing some shit that people don't like, they're gonna give you the shoulder, go this way, lock the door, you can't come in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you gotta be cool. The further up you want to go in this shit.
Yeah. You ever had any, like, industry try to fuck you over type shit?
Shit, that's how I felt with that Kanye record.
Yeah. As soon as I asked the question, I was like, you answered that shit.
They scrapped my
already.
motherfucking Kanye record.
That shit's crazy.
Whoever was behind that, coming for your ass.
Man, I know it's 11, so this studio's wrapping up. Thank you for doing this, pulling up.
Oh, yeah,
I know
most
we're in
definitely.
Providence. This is a dope-ass conversation.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
real.
And you know, that's how it be. Sometimes it's just
You just gotta
two
show up
cool
and
motherfuckers
be chill.
chopping it up. You know what I mean?
Now you can smoke. You ain't working no more.
Yeah, now I'll take a hit of that shit now. And we're going to go to the halal spot.
Oh, yeah, we
Get
are
some
going to the
motherfucking land.
halal spot.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Shout out to Montyville for
Take
letting us
flight.
record here. Thank you for doing this. This has been
Most
Bucked
definitely.
Up. Peace out. Oh, shout out LA.
Gillis in the building.
Yeah, it's been sitting in
His
the
album out now.
What's the name of your album?
Till we out of time.
Till We Out of Time. Check that out. And you have an album dropping.
I got Life is Crazy 2 coming out. It's looking like it's going to be hosted by Max B.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
crazy.
I ain't even spoke about that yet, but that's what it's looking like. Life is Crazy already out now. You know what I mean? Go stream that.
Check that shit out. All right. Peace, everyone.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey,